Hey everybody and welcome out there. So I thought I'd throw in my own little mug here down in my basement of doom. My wife, who also works for a university, but University of Lincoln, is also doing training, so our offices have gotten kind of split out a little bit, so I get to visit the basement. Um, so welcome back. I know it's been a crazy couple of weeks. Hopefully we have some ideas about where we're headed and what we're doing. So what I wanted to do was give you kind of a quick heads up. So this is the first of a video. I'm going to record several over the week to get us back into and kind of back on track. So if you look in the classroom itself, you'll see that we kind of skipped a week and I've kind of compressed things a little bit. We're not going to get quite as far as what we would have liked to, but we hopefully will get us back on track so we get back into that mindset. I hope everybody is doing well and that life is progressing as well as it can be. I know it's a little hectic right now, but oops, I got the wrong thing up there. I'm doing about 12 different things here, trying to get some other materials up for us for some of the other courses, including some of them that I'm not even teaching, so that always makes it more fun. So there you see our resale tax exempt form if you wanted to look at that. I'm trying to get some stuff purchased through Microsoft, and interestingly, it's a pain to get them to take our money even. So what I would like to do is start on chapter 3, but for this quick intro video, and I'm going to try to break them up so in case you don't have the greatest internet, that we can do that in smaller and smaller pieces. This first video I want to do is just kind of give us a refresher and a couple of things to make sure we're all on the same page, because I know that there were some people that were struggling a little bit for whatever reason. So when I saw things turned in, and I'm going to go through how we can turn things in really quickly onto Blackboard. So this is what we call the interactive mode. In other words, I can type something right now and it directly interacts. So print, and I can do multiple lines and some other things, but it's not as useful for us. This is interactive mode, and this is where we're going to run a lot of our code. But we're actually going to create it in what we call script or batch mode. And the easiest way to do that is to come over here and click File and to click New File. And of course, so here's one of the challenges. I'm trying to present this in 1080p format, and I have these giant 4K monitors, so forgive me if sometimes I got to chase things down and drag it back onto the screen. So when I do File New, I get something that looks like this guy. This is that interactive script mode. This is where we're going to save a file. This is where we're going to write our files, and this is where we're going to create all of our content. So if I click up here and I click File, Save As, oh, and it actually popped up in the right window. I'm going to first pick somewhere I'm going to put my stuff. Now, I'm going to quickly go over here and I'm going to say under Documents. Now, in this particular computer, you'll see that I have huge amounts of stuff in here. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a new folder just for this class. And I'm going to say New Folder, and I'm going to call this Python Spring 2020. So that's where I'm going to store my files. That way I have a place that I know where they're at. Some of you might have changed locations, were in the dorm, changed houses, whatever. So I'm going to go in through this again here. So I'm going to call this first one My First File. Now notice the other thing, and I saw a lot of people, and you probably saw comments about it. If I put spaces in there, Windows doesn't care. But what Windows does is actually insert a blank space in there, a character for a blank space. It's better to keep them all one continuous thing. So that's why when we do file names, when we do variable names, what we like to do is put that underscore or just smush them together and use cap letters, whatever works better for you. So I'm going to click Save, and so now I've saved this file. Now obviously there's nothing in it, but if I went into File Explorer, it's named myfirstfile.py. And so I could put a line in there. So I could say print hello. And now I have a program, but before I can run it, so if I go up to run, which I always a lot of times hit the F5, but if I try to run it, it's going to say, do I want to save it first? Now, notice it switched us over to the script mode, and that's where it actually runs at. So it started this program, C, my wife's name, documents, Python. So I've stolen my wife's old computer even to come down here in the basement and do this. All right. So I wanted to go through those basics really quickly. What I also want to do is make sure everybody is kind of back on track. We have enrollment is open up this week, and I want to make sure that people are getting there. I've had a few of my advisees contact me, not everybody. Clearly, and I know a lot of people are in transitions, and it's again, it's a little chaotic, but try to have some sense of normalcy. We'll plan for the future. I am assuming at this point, and I think it's a fair assumption, looking at for example, China, who's went kind of through this, started and cycled, that we'll be back in live sessions and live classes then in the fall, and we will have some normalcy. So there's a couple of reasons I do that. And one of them is selfishness for us as a college. The better we know what people are going to enroll in, the better we can plan classes. And so sometimes classes will get closed because nobody enrolls in it, but they really need it to graduate. So reach out there, talk to your advisors. Most of them have probably sent you an email. I know we're all working away from home in different places, but we have some tools. The college has purchased a Zoom so we can do some remote sessions. And in fact, I have thought about trying to do that, but my responses back from a lot of students is that it's hard to get everybody together at the same time, and it is. But I'll be doing some Zoom sessions, so you'll see some further information about if you need help or assistance. That's probably how I'm going to do a lot of those, because clearly we're not in the office, and it makes it a little more difficult. Zoom works really, really well, and we can see where we're at. So this will be followed up by some other videos, and we'll start looking at how to go through some of the content. All right, welcome back to Peru, guys, and I hope everybody is doing well.